Have you ever felt like your mind was a messy room, filled with worries, old wounds, and swirling negative thoughts, but you don't know where to begin? In the modern world, many turn to therapy. But did you know, over 2,000 years ago, a man named Epictetus, born a slave, shared teachings that today are being rediscovered by modern psychology? No therapy rooms, no title of doctor, just a mind shaped by suffering and strengthened by reason. And what's truly surprising, what he taught is now being confirmed by modern science. This is the story of Epictetus and the striking similarities between Stoicism and modern therapy. Welcome to the calm within, where ancient philosophy meets modern wisdom, and every reflection is a step back to your inner peace. Modern therapy helps us better understand our emotions, identify distorted thinking, and slowly rebuild our inner balance. But here's the incredible part. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy to admire. It's a therapy for the mind. Because when you live with Stoic awareness, you are no longer pulled by emotion. You become the master of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately, your fate. And that is the most sustainable kind of emotional stability, not coming from outside, but from within. Part 1. Who was Epictetus and what did he teach? Epictetus was not born into comfort. He was born a slave, shackled in body and bound by circumstance. He endured pain, hardship, cruelty, but he did not curse his fate. Instead of growing bitter, Epictetus chose another path. He learned to master the one thing no master, no emperor, no era could ever take from him: his own mind. Epictetus didn't just live this way. He taught it to the world. What he left behind wasn't lofty theory, but deeply practical truths. We are not harmed by events themselves, but by the stories we tell ourselves about those events. No one can make you suffer unless you allow it in your own mind. His most essential teaching: control what is within your control and learn to release what is not. In a world full of uncertainty, these words still carry the power to change a life. Part 2. What does modern therapy say? Today, millions turn to therapy to heal from invisible wounds, anxiety, depression, trauma, and the constant pressure of work and relationships. One of the most widely used approaches is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. And what's fascinating is, CBT shares a central principle, almost identical to what Epictetus taught over 2 millennia ago. CBT teaches us that negative emotions don't come directly from events. They come from how we interpret those events, from the beliefs we attach to them. For example, 2 people may go through the same situation, but feel completely different emotions, simply because they think differently. So healing doesn't require erasing the past. It doesn't come from rewriting reality. It comes from changing your story. It's not the event that wounds you. It's the meaning you attach to it. And when you learn to retell that story with clarity and truth, you can rewrite your emotions and your life. Part 3. The striking similarities. Pause for a moment and listen to this quote from Epictetus. It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things. Sound familiar? That's the very foundation of a modern therapy that's helping millions heal, though separated by 20 centuries. Epictetus and cognitive behavioral therapy arrive at the same conclusion: master the mind. Both teach us to recognize distorted thoughts that quietly shape your emotions, separate facts from your interpretation of them, focus only on what you can truly control, and release the rest. And most importantly, stop reacting automatically. Instead, choose your response with reason and intention. Epictetus had no therapy office, no velvet chair, no counselor to listen, but he created a therapy room within his own mind, a space of awareness, of reason, of deep inner peace. And he invites us to do the same. Part 4. Why do Stoicism and modern therapy meet at the same point? Stoicism and modern therapy. At first glance, they seem worlds apart. One, an ancient Greco-Roman philosophy. The other, a modern psychological science. And yet, they meet at a fundamental truth. Suffering begins in perception, and so does freedom. Whether you live in ancient Rome or the 21st century, you are still human. You still carry emotions, pain, and a deep longing for inner peace. And that is why Epictetus and modern-day therapists offer you the same key. Observe your thoughts, because it is those thoughts that are quietly shaping the world you live in, moment by moment. Not the circumstances, not other people, but the way you think. Look again at your thoughts. Reframe the way you interpret. And then you will realize you don't need to change the world to heal. You only need to change the way you see it. Part 5. How can you begin today? You don't need to see a therapist right away. You don't need to master Stoicism in a day. You only need to begin with the smallest of steps, with simple reminders passed down by Epictetus 2,000 years ago. Every time you feel angry, sad, or anxious, pause and ask yourself, am I reacting to reality or to my thoughts about it? That small question can shift the direction of your entire day. Every night before sleep, take just a few minutes to write, what did I control well today? What do I need to learn to let go of? This is not a chore. It's not homework. It is a conversation with yourself, a gentle return to the gatekeeper of your mind. And every morning, as you wake, quietly whisper a simple vow. Today, I will live as a master of my mind, not a slave to my emotions. Begin with what's small, and slowly, day by day, you will feel yourself growing steadier, softer, and freer from within. You may not live in the time of Epictetus, but you are living in the very moment he was preparing you for, the moment to wake up, to train your reason, and to live a life no longer dragged around by every passing emotion. So ask yourself, do you have the courage to begin that journey today? Thank you for staying with me until the very end. If something today touched your heart, please leave a like and subscribe to The Calm Within. Every video here is a quiet reminder that you can always choose to live with more clarity, more strength, and more depth, even in the midst of chaos.